I'm Ali Cooley, and this is Inked. I got my first tattoo on Thanksgiving Day in 2007. It was 2007. So I graduated high school in 2007. I joined the Army, and I was in advanced individual training and had been basically since June, like owned by the Army and wasn't able to go anywhere or do anything. And Thanksgiving Day, I got a pass to go off post. So I took my friend and we went and got matching tattoos. I don't remember which one is first. So we got the star tattoo. I literally just picked a part off the wall. Was like, hey, this one looks cool. Let's do it in green. Like, I was into it. Yeah, so we went and got that together. We both got the exact same tattoo in the exact same spot. My friend Corey, I met him in AIT, and we got these matching tattoos. And then after Thanksgiving, we were still not allowed to go anywhere. So did that for a while. I graduated that April, and I want to say I'm trying to remember when I got this other one. So I have a matching one on the other side. He got that one too. We both have both of them.
Okay.
I don't remember if we got it when we graduated or if we got it like over the next break. But we got them together as well. And then around that same time, I got love on my wrist, and of course that is I don't know if you like are familiar with like the Suicide Girls, where she writes love on her wrist, or any of that, but a lot of them to like discourage self-harm and self-mutilation. A lot of people get the love tattoos, and I used to self-mutilate, so the love tattoo has been like a reminder for me to love myself, and I think, well, cliche as it is, like love is one of the most important things. Like it makes the world go round. It motivates most of what we do, for most people. I guess not everyone. So I also have a back tattoo, which you're not gonna be able to see very well, especially probably with the blur on. It's a heart with wings. I got that one. That was one where I was like, I'm ready for another tattoo. Right? I got these two. I don't remember if I had this one yet at the time. And I was like, I'm ready for another tattoo. And my instructor, actually, I was in school. The class I was in at the time was video production and documentary, or video documentary and production. I don't remember which order they put it in. Anyways, it was a video course for the military. It's a joint group. And my Marine instructor, he was actually interning at the tattoo place. And he's really good. Like I was really interested in his work. And so I was like, I'm gonna have him do it this time, because it was the same shop that I had actually gotten the other ones at that he was interning at, so it worked out. So I drew this pretty little design. It was like it was more tribal than what I have now. This little heart with wings. And I brought it in, and he was like, oh my gosh, I just drew something that I really want to put on someone. And he showed it to me. I was like, yeah, I really like it. So he asked me sort of what colors I like and what I thought, and then I let him have a lot of freedom, like to just be an artist and do what he thought looked nice there, because I trusted his work. I'd seen a lot of his work, and I trusted his abilities, and I just wanted another good looking tattoo, at least vaguely be based on my own work, you know what I mean? So I got that one. I had a sunburn at the time, and it was terrible. Definitely, it depends on the level of faith I have in the person. So he had been teaching me for a while, so I felt like I knew his character some. You know what I mean? I'd heard stories about his life, and I had seen a lot of his work, and so I felt like I had a trust with him. Also, being in the military together, and like I was put in a position where like I was supposed to trust him. Yeah. Probably part of it as well. So I don't think I would let just anyone do that unless I knew other people who had gotten work from them and things like that. I think there'd be like a level of trust that I would have to reach, especially spend money on something, and something permanent on your body. I guess that too.
So what compelled you to put it on your back?
I don't know. At the time I was very symmetrical, right? So I think I just had the 2 here. And I was like, would be the center, because I didn't want the tramp stamp thing going on, and I was still very self-conscious about like my stomach and everything at the time. Now I'm like, that would have been nice. That would have been cool. But like it was an part of my body I was comfortable like showing. And of course, when you get a tattoo, like you want people to see it all the time. So to me, it made the most sense at the time. I also had a short haircut at the time. So I had a military short haircut. So when I was in a swimsuit, like you saw it all the time. And we used to go to the beach a lot. When I was in Maryland, we'd go to Ocean City, which is why I had the sunburn when I got it done, because we had gone to the beach the day before. I think it was the leave between AIT and when I went to my first duty station. It was one of my first like big times to go back home and be with my family after I had left after high school. And they had just legalized tattooing in the state of Oklahoma. Yes, like literally that was 2008 that they legalized tattoo in Oklahoma before you had to go to Texas.
I didn't realize that was illegal.
It was, yeah, you had to go to Texas to get tattoos before that. There were no tattoo parlors, not legal ones. I know, it's a terribly backward state. So they legalized it. My dad has this tattoo that he's had since I was born, and it's a rose, and I made a heart. It's a heart. It's a heart and a rose. Am I making that up? No, it's a heart and a rose. And then there's the little ribbons that go across it, right? And across the rose is my mom's name, which is Rose. And across the heart was my name, which is Ali. So when I was born, he got that tattoo. And it's like my dad. You know what I mean? Like when I think of my dad, like that's part of him. So whenever I went on leave, we went and got tattoos together. He wanted to add my brothers to his tattoo. Like he wanted to add like their names on the same like similar type of text that he had before, and then he also wanted to add an American flag, right? And then I wanted to get a tattoo as well. So we went together, and I got a rose and a heart with a mom and dad, which it needs to be touched up pretty badly. But that's because the red didn't take very well for me. Also, this lady was really, really rough with the red. She was just like stab. So I like scabbed up a lot, and it didn't. Red didn't take, and then I never got it touched up because I forget I have it because it's on my shoulder. But I went and got that one with my dad. It was a really fun bonding experience getting a tattoo with your dad, especially like I don't think he ever imagined that I was gonna have tattoos. When I got my first tattoo, he was like, everyone was just like, what? Ali got a tattoo? I don't know, it was a whole thing. And then here we are a year later getting tattoos together. So it was fun. We got it done in this teeny tiny town in Oklahoma. I finally decided to get out of the Army. And overall this, you know, there's some people that you keep in touch with, and there's some people that you never see again. You know, some people that you wish you had kept in touch with, some people you didn't ever want to see again anyway, so it's fun. And one of the people that I always kept in touch with is Corey, who gave me my first tattoos. He didn't give them to me, but you know, we got them together, and that was like, you know, my first experience with tattoos was with him. And he was, you know, part of the reason that I like got excited and was like, yeah, we're gonna get tattoos. So you know, we always kept in touch, you know, in and out, like a lot of people do, where we talk a lot for a while and then we don't hear from each other for a little while and then we talk a lot for a while. So of course we always kept in contact. He had gotten out several years before me. because he struggled with addiction. So he struggled with alcohol addiction, narcotic addiction. Before he was in the Army, he had struggled with meth addiction. So that's part of the reason he got out. It was honorably, but it was, he was in and out of rehabs, and it was, difficult for him to maintain a job in the military. Plus he had, depression and PTSD and things. So he was discharged as a disabled veteran. And so, I kept up with him and tried to help him whenever he was in rough situations, and tried to, encourage him to do the right thing and just be a friend to him. So in 2020 was such a shit year. In 2019, in June 1st of 2019, he overdosed and he died. And it was really, really difficult for me because he was a really, really good friend to me for a really long time. And it was a long grieving period for me. And after a few months, I realized what I really wanted to do to commemorate him and try to and help me heal is I wanted to get a tattoo. Because it made sense. He had a lot of tattoos. We got our tattoos together, and I thought a tattoo would be a good way to commemorate him. And I knew that I wanted to get it done on his birthday, which is September 12th. And so I was kind of preparing, thinking what I might want to do for a tattoo. And I had several different ideas that I ended up throwing out because they made me sad, or they were kind of dark, I guess. And while I was feeling dark, that's not how I wanted to permanently think about this situation, because Corey was a bright and energetic human. He was always bright and going. There were so many times that I would be at home depressed and didn't want to go out and didn't want to do anything, and he would pop into my room and be like, "We're leaving, we're gonna go to McDonald's, okay?" And he would just poop and could turn my day around, So I didn't want to remember him by the bleak things that I was thinking up in my head. So it hit me one day that I should look up Hawaiian ferns, because Corey is Hawaiian. His whole family's from Hawaii, and he joined from Hawaii. And his middle name is Kaleo Kalani Loae, which means the voice of the heavenly ferns. And he had told me all of this, years and years ago. And I was always obsessed with being able to spell his middle name, because I was it's 16 letters. It's the exact same length as my first, middle, and last name together. It's his entire middle name. So I was always obsessed with I can spell your middle name, and probably no one else in the world can except for you and me and your mom. So it hit me. I was the Loae leaf is clearly, special. It's the fern in Hawaii. It's a popular fern. So I looked it up, and I really liked the concept. It's of course a little hard. So this is a Loae fern leaf. It's even got the little spore seeds down here. It's getting up here. And then I wanted to get just a rainbow, what do we call it? Watercolor type behind it. Because he had a lot of rainbow watercolor, splashy tattoos. And I thought it really, I don't know, it captures his essence, the colors. And there are a few things about it that I would like to, I don't like how dark this turned out. A lot of people think I have a birth defect, some skin irritation. Even my mom will be like, "What happened to your arm?" And I'm like, "Mom, clearly this is a tattoo." but it's still like just because of the dark pink color. So I'd like to get this faded a little better and give it more of a watercolor look. And then I'd like to have a little more of the yellow and orange over here as well. However, I do love the way all of this turned out. And there's even like the little splash, the splashes up right here. And I really love that. I think the leaf turned out really nice. I thought I chose my shoulder because of the way it lays. And for something to be on a shoulder cap, like the leaf, it makes sense for a leaf to lay this way. So I felt like it was a good location. Plus it's an easy place to show it off because I wear black tank tops a lot, especially on movie sets and stuff. So yeah, I got the Loae leaf for Kaleo Kalani Loae to, remember him by and to honor him by and to show him off. And I get to talk about him a lot, which is emotional, but I like it because it makes sure that I always, that there's always a good memory of him, because people constantly ask me about this when they're like, well, what's the story behind your leaf? Like, I don't know, like it's always a conversation starter, especially now that I have it. People rarely ask me about my other tattoos because they're like, oh, this. Yeah, I'm really glad about that. Like I said, I guess I probably just need to go in and get overall touch-ups, right? Because this one needs a touch-up, and this one I'd like to fix a little bit. The stars aren't too bad. I actually had my instructor touch this one up whenever he did my back tattoo, because it had a little bit of color issues. But that's the only one I've ever had touched up. I should probably go get him taken care of. It is what it is. So there is. I've been thinking for a really long time that I wanted a rocket ship. And for a while I wanted to draw it myself, but now that I have kids, it might be kind of cute to have one of them do it. Because they draw cute rocket ships, they really do. And that was one that I sort of thought would be going up an arm, and I don't think this would be the place to get it now, unless I went full sleeve, in which case maybe I would get that side, or that a celebrity has, like, except for like Johnny Depp. Like I know he got like the Jack Sparrow tattoos, and I thought that was really cool at the time, because I was like, dang, like that's dedication to a character, especially if you're an actor and like you may need to do other things that don't have Johnny Depp or don't have Jack Sparrow tattoos on your body. But I thought that was cool. But I would love to be like, make sure it's special, something that means something to you and all that. But I mean, this wasn't that at all. I was like, I'm gonna get a tattoo, and I literally just picked wall art that I liked. And when people would be like, ooh, what's the meaning behind your tattoo? I'm like, I liked it. And I know that a lot of people don't feel that way, but if it's art that you appreciate or you feel it expresses you, like people put stickers all over their computers and it's not their original art and they don't have specific meaning. But whenever you're stacking that on, like you're saying like, this makes me feel like me, whenever you paint your house, you didn't invent the color blue, but you painted it blue because it felt like you. It's what made you feel good and made you feel comfortable. So as long as you really appreciate it, and you can imagine yourself in 10 years still appreciating it, it's not something. My only thing is, like, if you're considering something really vulgar, think about whether you might change your mind. But if it's just art, like, and you think that it's something you're going to continue to appreciate, then go for it. It doesn't have to be like, I created this whole thing and it's very specific and it means this. It can, because that's what this was, but it doesn't have to be. As long as it's something that you appreciate and you think you'll continue to appreciate, then go for it. If you don't have a high pain tolerance, then definitely bring a distraction. Because I know some people, for everyone it's different. Some people can't even handle like this, and other people can. So just kind of know that and be prepared.